In this video update lang tayo sa mga kaganapan sa market. Ito yung klase ng Bitcoin move na kayang magpabalik ng excitement sa buong market pero kaya ring magpahamak sa mga masyadong nagmamadali. Bitcoin umakyat ng mahigit 24%, tumama sa ibabaw ng 80,000 at maraming on-chain at demand indicators ang nag-flip bullish. Pero kahit maganda ang signal, may isang malaking kondisyon pa rin. Kailangan ni Bitcoin ng weekly close above 83,000 para masabing mas confirmed na ang shift papunta sa bagong bull market. At kung interesado ka naman sa ganitong mga content token reviews, crypto news, anything related to crypto, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Simulan natin sa pinakamalaking headline. Bitcoin has entered the initial phase of a new bull market. Ayon sa ulat, matapos ang malakas na 24% rally na nagtulak sa key on-chain at demand indicators papunta sa bullish territory. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang basta tumaas ang price, may pagbabago rin sa loob ng market structure, mas lumalakas ang demand, mas gumaganda ang indicators at mas bumabalik ang confidence ng traders at investors. Isa sa pinaka-importanting signal dito ay ang bull score. Umakyat ito to 80 from 30 in just 1 week at ito na ang highest level since October 2025. Meaning, isipin mo ang bull score na parang market dashboard. Kapag mababa, ibig sabihin mas bearish ang environment. Kapag mataas, mas marami ang bullish signs na lumalabas. At ngayon, 8 out of 10 underlying indicators are already flashing bullish. Malaking shift ito. Pero kailangan nating maging maingat. Hindi porke bullish na ang indicators, automatic confirmed bull market na agad. Sa crypto, madalas ang unang malakas na rally ay nagiging emotional trigger. Biglang bumabalik ang confidence, biglang maraming naghahabol, at biglang nawawala ang takot. Pero ang totoong confirmation ay hindi lang sa isang candle. Nasa higher time frame close ito. Kaya ang pinaka-importanting level ngayon ay 83,000. Ayon sa ulat, kailangan ni Bitcoin ng weekly close above its 365-day moving average, currently around 83,000, para mas ma-confirm ang shift into a new bull market. Ang 365-day moving average ay parang 1-year average price line. Ginagamit ito para makita kung ang market ba ay nasa stronger long-term trend o nasa weaker phase pa rin. Kapag kaya ni Bitcoin mag-close above 83,000 on a weekly basis, mas magiging solid ang argument na nagbago na ang market regime. Pero kung gagalaw lang siya above 80,000 tapos hindi niya kaya i-hold ang upper levels, pwedeng maging temporary rally muna ito. Hindi ibig sabihin failed na agad ang bullish case, pero ibig sabihin kailangan pa ng confirmation. May isa pang level na halos katabi rin ng 83,000, ang May 2026 high na 82,820. Ayon sa isang market strategist, kapag malinaw na nabasag ni Bitcoin ang level na iyon, mas lalakas ang view na meaningful cycle low is now in place. Kapag nangyari ito, pwedeng lumipat ang attention ng market papunta sa next major move through 100,000 at eventually papunta sa 2025 record high. Pero ulitin natin, clear break ang kailangan. Hindi sapat ang wick, hindi sapat ang mabilis na spike. Ang kailangan ay break, hold, and follow through. Kasi kapag tumama lang sa resistance at bumalik agad, maraming late buyers ang maiipit. Kaya habang nasa paligid ng 79,000 to 80,000 si Bitcoin, ang market ay nasa critical decision zone. Ngayon, bakit lumakas ang bullish case? Una, dahil accelerating ang spot demand. Pangalawa, dahil spot and futures demand are growing together for the first time since early October 2025. Napaka-importante nito dahil mas healthy ang rally kapag hindi lang futures ang gumagalaw. Kapag futures lang ang malakas, minsan puro leverage lang ang rally. Pwedeng mabilis umakyat pero mabilis ding bumagsak kapag na-liquidate ang traders. Ang spot demand ay actual buying ng Bitcoin. Mas matibay ito dahil totoong asset ang kinukuha. Ang futures demand naman ay galing sa derivatives market kung saan may leverage at speculation. Kapag sabay silang lumalakas, mas may support ang move. Ibig sabihin may actual buyers at may momentum traders na parehong tumutulak pataas. Pero dito papasok ang warning. Kahit bullish ang indicators, sinabi rin sa ilang mga report na pwedeng overheated ang rally sa short term. Bakit? Dahil tumataas na ang trader profits, malakas ang whale profit taking, at tumataas ang Bitcoin deposits to exchanges. Kapag sabay-sabay itong nangyayari, ibig sabihin may mga market participants na nagsisimula ng mag-secure ng gains. Ang traders' unrealized profit margins ay umakyat to 20.5%, highest since June 2025. Ang unrealized profit ay paper profit pa lang, hindi pa nabebenta pero nasa gain na. Kapag maraming traders ang may malaking unrealized profit, mas mataas ang chance na magbenta sila kapag nakakita ng weakness o kapag malapit sa resistance. May historical warning din dito. Noong early May, umabot ang metric sa 19% habang Bitcoin traded near 82,000. Pagkatapos noon, bumagsak si Bitcoin by about 30%. Hindi ibig sabihin siguradong mauulit iyon, pero reminder ito na kapag sobrang taas na ng short-term profits, mas nagiging vulnerable ang market sa pullback, mas lumalakas pa ang warning dahil whales are taking profits. Short-term holder whales realized about $1.2 billion in profits between August 20 and August 22. Kasama dito ang record $614 million on August 20 habang Bitcoin traded near 78,000 to 79,000. Meaning, habang marami sa retail nagsisimula pa lang ma-excite, may malalaking holders na nagla-lock in ng profits. Hindi naman automatic bearish ang whale profit taking. Sa bull markets, normal na may profit taking. Ang tanong lang ay, kaya ba itong saluhin ng demand? Kung malakas ang ETF inflows, spot demand at futures demand, pwedeng ma-absorb ng market ang selling pressure. Pero kung humina ang demand habang lumalaki ang exchange inflows, doon nagiging delikado. Bitcoin exchange inflows also climbed to roughly 53,000 BTC, their highest since June. Kapag maraming Bitcoin ang pumapasok sa exchanges, binabantayan ito dahil exchanges are places where coins can be sold. Hindi lahat ng exchange deposit ay automatic sell, pero kapag sabay ito sa whale profit taking, dapat maging alert ang traders. Kaya ngayon, may dalawang puwersa na naglalaban. Sa bullish side, bull score is high, spot demand is accelerating, futures demand is joining, ETF inflows are strong, at fear and greed has shifted to greed. Sa cautious side, traders are sitting on large profits, whales are selling into strength, exchange inflows are rising, at 80,000 is not yet fully reclaimed as support. Ngayon, punta tayo sa ETF flows. US spot Bitcoin ETFs recorded $337.6 million in net inflows on Monday, marking their 6th consecutive trading day of inflows. Total inflows over 6 trading days reached $2.26 billion. Ito ang klase ng data na nagpapakita na hindi lang retail excitement ang dahilan ng rally. May institutional demand na pumapasok through regulated products. Last week alone, the funds recorded $1.92 billion in net inflows, their strongest week since October 2025. Cumulative net inflows since launch rose to $54 billion, with total net assets reaching $98.56 billion. Sa madaling salita, spot Bitcoin ETFs are now a major force in the market. Kapag malakas ang ETF buying, nagbibigay ito ng support sa price. Kapag humina o bumaliktad ang flows, pwede ring humina ang rally. Bitcoin traded around 80,700 at the time of writing, up more than 20% over the past week. Kasabay nito, the Crypto Fear and Greed Index stayed in greed territory after spending months in fear. The index stood at 74, its highest level since October 2025. Ito ang psychological shift na kailangan maintindihan. Ilang buwan takot ang market, maraming traders hesitant, maraming investors nasa sidelines at maraming naghihintay pa ng lower prices. Ngayon, biglang nasa greed na tayo. Good sign ito dahil bumabalik ang confidence. Pero delikado rin dahil kapag mabilis ang shift from fear to greed, madalas nagiging volatile ang market. Hindi lang Bitcoin ETFs ang may inflows. Spot Ether ETFs also posted a 6th consecutive trading day of inflows, adding $115.6 million on Monday and bringing their 6th session total to about $812.8 million. Maganda ito para sa Ethereum sentiment, pero kailangan ding tandaan na Ether funds remain at about $1.30 billion in net outflows year to date. So may improvement pero hindi pa fully recovered ang buong picture. Spot XRP ETFs recorded $13.8 million in net inflows on Monday, bringing year-to-date inflows to nearly nearly $400 million and cumulative net inflows since launch to $1.57 billion. Ibig sabihin may interest din sa XRP ETF side pero Bitcoin pa rin ang main driver ng market direction. Ngayon, pag-usapan natin ang short-term price action. Bitcoin fell below 80,000 into Tuesday's Wall Street Open habang crypto at gold both gave way to gains in US equities. Bitcoin fell as low as 78,111 after reaching new 14-week highs of 81,265. Ibig sabihin kahit nakalampas siya ng 80,000, hindi pa niya kayang i-flip ito into strong support. Ang 80,000 zone ay area of strong sell pressure. Round number ito, psychological level. At likely maraming orders sa paligid. Kapag ganito ang level, normal na may profit taking. Kaya ang pinaka-importanting tanong ngayon ay kaya ba ni Bitcoin i-reclaim ang 80,000 at mag-hold above it o magiging rejection zone muna ito? Gold also cooled after reaching multi-month highs of $4,697 per ounce. Bumaba ito to local lows of $4,605, down nearly 2% on the day. Interesting ito dahil last week crypto and gold rallied habang US stocks were under pressure. Ngayon naman, S&P 500 and Nasdaq posted modest gains while Bitcoin and gold cooled. Ibig sabihin may rotation ng attention, hindi laging sabay ang lahat ng asset classes. US government bond yields continued to cool with 30-year yields dropping below 5.2% and eyeing their lowest levels since August 7. Last week's crypto surge came as yields had reached heights not seen since January 2007 and the US Treasury announced bigger debt buyback operations to tame the upside. Ito ang macro backdrop na tumulong sa rally. Bakit mahalaga ang yields? Kapag mataas ang government bond yields, mas attractive ang safer assets. Investors can earn yield without taking as much volatility. That makes Bitcoin less attractive unless the upside potential is strong enough. Kapag bumababa naman ang yields, mas gumagaan ang environment for risk assets tulad ng Bitcoin. My view na the Fed cannot cut rates in the current inflation environment. Kaya direct bond market intervention ang tinitingnan as short-term solution para pababain ang yields. Ang idea na don't fight the treasury means kapag mismong treasury gumagalaw para kontrolin ang long-end yields, maaaring supportive ito sa risk assets. Pero hindi ibig sabihin wala ng risk. Inflation data can still change the market tone. Kaya ngayon, attention shifts to fresh US inflation data and Nvidia earnings. Ang July print ng Personal Consumption Expenditures Index or PCE ay lalabas Wednesday. PCE ang preferred inflation gauge ng Federal Reserve. Kapag lower than expected ang PCE, mas lalakas ang idea na inflation is cooling at pwedeng maging supportive ito sa Bitcoin. Pero kapag hotter than expected, babalik ang concern na hindi pa kayang lumuwag ang Fed. Nvidia earnings will also matter, hindi dahil crypto company ang Nvidia, kundi dahil malaking driver ito ng risk sentiment, especially sa tech and AI trade. Kapag maganda ang earnings at guidance, pwedeng lumakas ang equities at risk appetite. Kapag disappointing, pwedeng magkaroon ng volatility sa broader market and Bitcoin can react because it remains sensitive to risk conditions. Para sa investors, ang takeaway ay balance. Yes, the market looks much better than before. Bull score jumped to 80. 8 out of 10 indicators are bullish. Spot and futures demand are growing together. ETF inflows are strong. Fear has turned into greed. But that does not mean no pullback. In fact, kapag mabilis ang rally, normal lang magkaroon ng cooldown. Kung long-term investor ka, ang goal ay hindi hulaan ang exact top or bottom. Ang goal ay magkaroon ng plan. Kung gusto mo ng confirmation, watch for a weekly close above 83,000. Kung gusto mo ng better entry, wait for healthy pullbacks and higher lows. Ang mali ay pumasok dahil lang sa FOMO, then magpanic kapag nagkaroon ng normal retracement.